Advice on where to meet women if you don't drink, aka, I don't go to bars.
Well, you got to lose yourself in your hobbies and interests. The most important thing you got to do as a human being is you got to create a great social life and personal life for yourself outside of work. Because the best way to meet women really is just a side effect of your hobbies, your interests, the things you love doing for fun. So if you're into rock climbing, join a rock climbing gym. If you're into being healthy and fit, join a gym. If you want to go and do fitness classes or yoga classes, things like Pilates or yoga, there's usually you'll probably be the only dude in there. And anytime as a man, you can stack the odds in your favor if you're a physically fit guy or you're into those things. And if you like to date women that are successful and more upscale, obviously I would say go into a yoga studio in the nice areas where the upper class people tend to go to, because you'll find a women that are smarter, they're better educated, they make more money, they come from families, they're just more together women, versus if you're going to a yoga studio and like the bad area or the not so desirable areas of town, you're just going to meet a different class of girl there. And so the important thing is that you're doing things you love and enjoy for fun. Because when you're doing that, you're going to smile more, just like we were talking about earlier about body language and physiology. If you're really enjoying what you're doing, you're going to have a lot more fun. You're going to be more attractive. You're going to be smiling more. And you're going to meet, when you're smiling and you're happy, that gives off a great vibe that makes everybody feel safe and comfortable around you and approachable. Kids will feel safe around you, animals will feel safe around you, girls will feel safe around you. And if you're just having a good time, if you're doing things you love and enjoy, if you're into boating, you join a yacht club and you're hanging out with other people that are into boating and they do well, and things that like that, the yacht club or the country club. If you're into golf, is that you, number one, you got to pay money to go there, and so you're just going to tend to meet people that are a higher socioeconomic background. And you're going to deal with women that tend to come from better families. They're going to often be more attractive. They're going to be much more intelligent and higher IQ. And so anything that you can do where socially, whatever the activity is, people have to pay to be there, if you will, especially for you guys that are high income, high net worth, is you should be doing things with other like minded people. But if you're on a budget, it's again, just because you like to drink doesn't mean that you should only go to bars. You should go clubbing.
Mhm.
It's if you're into sailing, take a sailing class. If you're into shooting, join a hunting club. The key is to lose yourself in your hobbies and your interests, because you'll meet other people to become friends with, and you'll meet other women that like the same hobbies and interests as you. If, like where I live, there's once a quarter they close all the streets down, and they have this big art fair, and so people come from all over the country to try to sell their art and their sculptures. And that, if you're into that kind of thing, you just even the sometimes you'll see really cute girls that are painters or they're sculptors or whatever. It's like if you're really into art and there's a cute girl that's trying to sell her sculptures or her paintings, it's real easy to go up and ask her about her art. What's the inspiration? What is it? What is behind it? What's it supposed to be? What does it represent? What's the vibe that it's giving off? What was the inspiration behind that?
Right.
And just asking a handful of questions like that about somebody that really loves their art, they're going to like talking to you because you're taking an interest in something they probably put a lot of hours and heart and soul into making. And if you're asking the artist about something that she put her heart and soul into, automatically that's going to start to create rapport, because she's telling you about something she's very proud of. She put a heart and soul into it, and you're actually listening and you're taking a sincere interest in it. Because probably a lot of people in our life are like, oh yeah, that's kind of cool. Oh yeah, nice sculpture, great. And then, what's on TV? That they're not going to really care that about that unless they're big into art. And so people appreciate that. They appreciate when you take a sincere, authentic interest.
Mhm.
I had a client. It was like an email story that he wrote in last year, and he had just broken up with his girlfriend, and he was really big into rock climbing, and he had this rock climbing gym that he joined, and he always would go like in the morning, classes, and so he knew all the climbers in those classes. And one day he was like, you know what? I'm gonna change my schedule up a little bit today. So he decided to go to like an 1 o'clock climbing class, and he didn't know anybody there. And there was this really hot girl, it's really fit, really in shape, who loves rock climbing. And he's like, "Hey, you want to climb with me?" And she's like, "Sure." So they climbed. They were obviously touching each other, and so the physical barrier was broken because you have to do that, and when you're spotting each other. And afterwards, he's like, "Hey, why don't we go hiking?" Because there was a hiking trail not too far from there, and so they went on a hiking adventure. And then later in that afternoon, they kind of ended up having sex by a stream. And all the dude did was go to a different class and meet a girl that he really clicked with, and it was just what he needed. And the last I heard, they were dating. So that's how quickly life can change. He just decided to go to a different class he doesn't normally go to because he's like, hey, maybe I'll meet somebody different there.
Yeah.
And so, hot girl there, and next thing you know, it's on the last I heard, they're probably serious, but it was on the way to becoming a serious relationship, and that's how things can happen. If you're at the art fair and say everything closes down at 5, and you're talking to her at 4:30, and things clear out, it's like, hey, would you care to join me for a glass of wine down the street?
Mm-hmm.
Sure. And then so you go from hanging out with her and hearing about her art, and now you're having a glass of wine, and that can turn into say appetizers, or maybe dinner after that, and then maybe a little later, she's at your place hanging out, having fun, and hooking up.
Flea markets are a good place too.
If you're into thrift, if you're on a budget,
Thrift, there's fresh fruits, there's
farmers markets, another
farmers
place.
markets.
Markets
Yeah.
are really nice,
Yeah.
especially on the weekends. They
Like,
get
there's one
really
in
busy.
West Palm. You can go really, really nice areas in Boca. There's some in Miami.
Hollywood.
A lot of people are into that stuff. And
If
pretty
you're into
girls, too.
sports, anytime you go to a NBA game or a football game or a
Vamos
hockey
Gatos.
game, there's always hot girls at any sporting event.
Or a
So
hockey
even if you
You
go
always see me and
by
Chelsea there.
yourself, there's usually bars and things around there or places to eat. You can just go hang out, and there, like I said, there's a sea of people. There's a sea of usually beautiful, fit, and in shape women hanging out there. And so lose yourself in your hobbies and your interests, and do things you wouldn't normally do, because you'll meet people that you normally wouldn't meet when you change your schedule up a little bit. So you got to get out of your house.
Mm-hmm.
And I would not lean exclusively or mostly on online dating. You're going to have much better results and have much better connections with women that you meet in person that are sociable. Because women that are sociable, that have established social networks, have lots of girlfriends, they're typically not going to be on the dating apps, just because they meet good quality men just as part of their social circle and their social groups. And especially this day and age with everybody becoming addicted to their devices and on their phones all the time, you can really set yourself apart if you're good at meeting women in person versus trying to do everything digitally. Because it's easy to sit on your ass and swipe left, swipe right and stuff. But at the end of the day, you're gonna have to meet them in person. You're gonna have to be with her in person to seduce her and get a girlfriend. So you might as well force yourself to get out of the house and go participate in social activities you really enjoy, because you never know who you're going to meet.
Since you don't drink and you don't go to bars, I would suggest trying something sporty. A lot of people have gotten into pickleball lately. I highly suggest you try it just because I have been recently injured due to my competitive nature and style. Don't let that deter you from joining a pickleball league or a pickleball club. They are sprouting up all over the country. I
And
know
if you ever are playing pickleball with Erica, just make sure you have your phone handy, because she's going to be giving you some good reels. She'll be performing some stupid human tricks and things that'll make some good viral videos.
I will not be falling like I did the first week of January. ever again, I will be cartwheeling next time. I've been preparing myself for
Face planting on the court.
my next spin dink. Yeah, I've been watching lots of videos. I think that joining a sports league
A club.
or a sports club,
A yacht club, country club,
like a JCC or anything like
running
that,
club,
sports. Women are very
NASCAR.
much into health, and I think it would really benefit you if you tried it. I mean, what's the worst thing that you could lose?
You could even become friends with the instructor. You may not be attracted to them, but then she can introduce you to more of her friends, or more
Friends.
people that she knows, and
Yep.
you kind of just start widening your circle.
Mm-hmm. And then you never know. You can go to dinner with friends, and then they have more friends and friends and friends and friends. They always say that if you know 6 people, you know the entire world.